Woof.
Okay, let's blow this up just a little bit. Okay, there we go. So this is the October 31st DevBlog, announcing the closed testing of Soviet submarines. Oh, I really wish this was April Fool's. Wish this was April 1st, but I'm afraid it's not. But it is Halloween, and so I'm sure it's going to be scary. I haven't read through this yet in any kind of detail. I just saw what the content was and said, oh boy, we got to talk about this on stream. So, Soviet submarines. Let's take a look at this and see what kind of BS we're going to get for this, because there's bound to be some. So let's see. Closed testing of researchable Soviet subs S-1, L-20, and K-1 will begin in update 11.10. The main role of the new branch in battle is to counter other submarines. Okay, a little dubious on that, but we'll see. Soviet submarines torpedoes have low damage and long reload time, but good range and speed. The number of loaders allows only part of the bow and stern torpedo tubes to be reloaded simultaneously, similar to how it works on American subs. I'm guessing that means that if you've got a 4 tube launcher, that you can go ahead and launch torps when only 2 have loaded in. I don't know. I don't play subs, so I'm totally in the dark here. If somebody else knows, by all means, let me know here in the chat. That would be great. So it says these torpedo characteristics do not allow for high damage per torp salvo, so they're less effective against targets with good torpedo protection and good HP pools. Yeah, we'll see about that. In addition to torpedoes, all submarines in the branch have a player-controlled main battery, low range and number of guns, most often used in combat with other subs or with ships that have low hit points. So that means now, when that sub pops up in front of your DD, you don't have to only worry about shotgunning from the torp tubes. If you're on low health, he's just going to gun you down with his SAP gun. That's just lovely. So, yeah, even less counterplay for the DDs. Great. All right, the new submarines have an average dive capacity and low recharge rate, also mediocre concealment, which is compensated for by a good speed on the surface. Oh boy, a good speed on the surface. All right, we'll see what I'm going to assume that we have ship stats here to look at the bottom. Let's look down. Yeah, we do have ship stats to look at. So, yeah, we'll get there. Let's see what we've got. What else do we have? The consumables are represented by standard submarine damage control with a limited number of charges and hydrophone. The submarine surveillance consumable is also present with special settings. Has a longer range and shorter prep time, but its action time is reduced. So it's kind of like Russian radar. Longer range, but action time shorter. So at least there's a theme there. I'll give them that. That's a good thing. Please note that these settings are preliminary and may change multiple times during testing. Okay, we'll start off with the first one at Tier 6, Soviet Submarine S-1, Tier 6. All right, there she is. Okay, nothing remarkable. A Series 9 or IX-9 medium type submarine intended for operating in oceanic conditions, as opposed to what? A pond? Or maybe a lake? I don't know. I don't I don't get what that means. Um, maybe it means something specific that I'm not reading into it. It had a fairly powerful armament for its size, which included 6 torpedo tubes, 4 on the bow, 2 on stern. Okay. Soviet submarine L-20 Tier 8. Part of the latest series of Linenets type underwater mine layers, sporting 8 torpedo tubes. Okay. Whatever that means. I understand the 8 torpedo tubes. Soviet submarine K-1 Tier 10. So these are 8, 9, and 10 subs. Okay. Now I do see, I think, are there 3 guns on this submarine? Wait. Let's get up here. Okay, there's 1 gun on here. Looks like there's 1 gun on here. That I'm not sure what that is. Could just be a little machine gun or something. And here, there's definitely 2 guns. I'm not sure what this one in the middle is. So there's 2 guns for sure. Okay. A large cruiser type submarine belonging to Series XIV. It was designed for engaging in joint operations with surface ships as well as for long-range commerce raiding. It was armed with 10 torpedo tubes and could achieve a high surface speed. Oh boy. High surface speed. That's always great to see. It'll be interesting to see what this is faster than. Yeah, boy. I'm gonna have to pull up my ship filter tube here, or not tube, my ship filter tool, because I'm going to be interested in seeing the speed of some of these things. All right. So here's the Tier 6 boat. 11,500 hit points, yada yada. You can read over some of this stuff for yourself, because I don't have a reference point, since I don't have anything to do with subs at the moment. Don't have a reference point for how good the dive capacity and that stuff is and how fast it recharges, whatever. Main battery, you got 1 100mm sap gun with a 6-kilometer range, 2,200 damage, 29mm pin. Wow, 5-second reload. Okay, look at that dispersion, 60 meters. Now, granted, that's at 6 kilometers. So, sonar, 25 seconds. We'll highlighted sector 50 seconds. Velocity 500. 7-kilometer range. Got 6 torpedo tubes with 5,167 maximum damage, 7-kilometer range. Then you have the alternative torpedo with a 10-kilometer range that does 8,300 damage. It'll be lovely to get hit by 6 of those. So we got 0.7 kilometer detectability. All right, stern torpedo tube loaders 1, bow torpedo tube loaders 2. So I guess that just means that you're loading in 2 at a time on the front tubes. So you've got, when I see 6 torpedo tubes, that 4 in the front, 2 in the back. Not sure, but in any case, I kind of get the deal there. Maximum speed of this thing, 31 knots. 31 knots at Tier 6. Tier 6. I'm just curious to see how that compares to the speeds of DDs in the game. Thankfully, it's not faster than any DD. The slowest DD at Tier 6 is 34 knots. So we're thankful for that. Most definitely. Let's see. What else do we have? 15 knot submerged speed. I can't tell you how good that is or isn't. 6-kilometer concealment. Got damage control, hydrophone, submarine surveillance. So it lasts for 20 seconds. 7 kilometers spotting. Okay. So it looks like the prep time at the beginning of the battle is 290 seconds, but then after that it reloads in 80 seconds. Okay. All stats are listed without crew and modifiers. Yeah, we know that. Now, the Tier 8 L20 sub, so you get more health, better plating. Again, I can't speak to the dive capacity and units and everything. You still get the same 100 millimeter, 6 kilometer, 5-second reload sap gun. Gun is identical, no difference on L20 here. Let's look at the sonar. Got a maximum range of, let's see, you got a reload of 6.5 seconds. Have a 9-kilometer sonar range for pinging your ships with. Got 8 torpedo tubes. Again, same kind of a thing. The regular torps are a little over 5,000. The alternative torps are almost 10,000. Got a 9-kilometer range on your regular torps, 11 on your alternative. Regular torps are 10 knots faster than the alternative. What else we got? And your longer range alternative torpedoes are a little more stealthy. So this is pretty much identical to the Tier 6 here, with the exception of the ranges. Ranges are better. Number of stern torpedo tube loaders, 1. Bow torpedo tube loaders is 2. Maximum speed, 28 knots. So this one is actually 3 knots slower, which is interesting. Okay. Let's see, what have we got here? Submarine surveillance in particular is 25-second duration, 9-kilometer spotting range. So this is truly like a radar. The Tier 6 had, I think, 7 kilometers, so it's more like a really long range or really short range radar. It was like a DD radar. This is like a cruiser, a lower end American cruiser radar. So lovely. Let's look at the Tier 10 sub. 19,000 hit points. You do get 2 6-kilometer range guns now with a 5-second reload. So basically twice the firepower of the Tier 6 and the Tier 8. Great. Let's look at your... now you get a 10-kilometer sonar range with a 6-second reload. You get 10 torpedo tubes. I'm guessing that's probably, 6 in the front and 4 in the back. The torps are similar. You've got basically the regular torps are the same damage. You've got a 10-kilometer range, 78 knot speed, 2.1 kilometer detection. The alternative torp is a little better than the Tier 6 and 8. This is 10,800, 12-kilometer range. Holy cow. Holy cow. Anyway, here you go. Number of stern torpedo tube loaders, 4. Number of bow torpedo tube loaders, 6. So that must be, you must have 6 in the front and 4 in the back for your 10 loaders. There you go. What else do we have? Maximum speed, 37 freaking knots. Holy crap. Let's look at Tier 10 real quick, because I want to see how this compares to the DDs in the game. So I'm looking at the list of Tier 10 DDs, and this is 37 knots. That is the same speed as a Hayate. And this is faster than 11 other DDs. It's faster than Yuyang, Elbing, Gearing, Argumo, Vampire 2, Ragnar, Smalland, Howland, Druid, Daring, and Forrest Sherman. The Forrest Sherman being the slowest at 33.9 knots. So you're basically 3 knots faster than your slowest DD. And most of these other DDs, all of the European and the UK boats basically go about 35 knots. So you're looking at it being 2 knots faster than most of those. Now, I don't know if the submarines get a speed boost or not, but that's crazy speed right there. 18 knots submerged. I mean, okay. Yeah. Now, how does this thing do on the hydrophones? It's only 7 km range on your standard, on your hydrophone, but on your submarine surveillance, you got a 10 kilometer spotting range. Wow. Yeah, similar kind of prep and reload. So, wow. 37 knots. I don't know what to say. Just be ready now, DDs. Now, when you're on low health, don't even bother trying to go hunt one of these subs, because he'll pop up, shotgun you, or try to shotgun you with torps, or just pop up, try and ping you, send torps, and then surface and shoot you. If you're on low health, it's just too damn bad. So, lovely. Well, there you go. There you go, folks. That is the that is the October 31st scary Halloween edition. Very scary Halloween edition of the DevBlog, talking about new Russian submarines that walk on water. Great. Okay. That's it. We're done with the development blog, so let's go play some warships now. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see notifications of future videos, just ring the bell. Until next time, Tater Dawg says, woof.